There are many possibilities of activating DNA that are available through music. This science that I'm talking about of weaving these music of the spheres clear out through the cosmos and into the mind of God were actually given to us through a God language. And this God language contains these tones and frequencies connecting us out to that consciousness. And I was trained by the Elohim angels, a group of Elohim angels, actually how to connect my own soul pattern frequencies through this music of the spheres by first using this God language, which would connect me to the consciousness of the Elohim of hearing, and then the Elohim of hearing would stream these frequencies through me. And so these sets of frequencies have been given to me since beginning in 1992, different sets of patterns of this language and training and ideas. And one of there are sets of these consciousness frequencies that I've recorded. The most recent collection was the Transformation Kit, and that you use the Trance album, the Rebirth album, the Atomic Mirror album, the Mermaid Journey into the Crystal Caves, and the Ascension Earth. So these are the most recent activations of consciousness on Earth, coming from the sun, sending these waves of consciousness into Earth and changing our rhythm and our elemental charts and our entire biosphere and consciousness and alignment within our brain and our heart and our neuronet system. So that is the most recent kit. Some people like to begin with what I call the Ascension Kit. The Ascension Kit contains the breaths of consciousness of the Elohim angels streaming through the golden pillar created by the Elohim of hearing. The language used has been called the God language or the dolphin language, and sometimes the bird language. These were the breaths that were translated into streams of light, creating vortexes, vortals, and portals through the seed atoms of the body and aligning them into the original spark of source to restore the original spark of ignition and alignment into the immortality template. These frequencies are designed to work within the body to activate the points in the body that were deactivated, that had seals placed in them so that the flow within the body became incorrect, and it was blocking the mind of God, which actually flows from the stomach area down into the tailbone area and up the spinal area and into the medulla oblongata, and then creating this pathway up through the pineal gland and pituitary gland. So there's this infinity flow within the body that was deprogrammed and broken up. And so we thought that we've been thinking only through our brain, and that was disconnected from our heart and from our soul area within our body and our tailbone area. So the tailbone area in the pineal area were actually supposed to be this connection of consciousness, and we were broken up. We had these bands of consciousness broken within our body. So the Ascension Kit is to reactivate the correct flow of the Akashic records in the body, so they can translate and open up the Kushic records. So the Akashic records are the emotional records, and now we are transmuting the emotional records and replacing them with the light records of reality, with the freedom records, the freedom of light and sound. So we're using this light and sound technology to break the seals and melt the seals, so this total flow of activation takes place through the entire neuronet system of the body and out into the neuronets of the galaxy and the universe and the cosmos. The points of these activations that begin the forward spin of the consciousness into immortality are at the tip of the tailbone, the area above the stomach, and the crystal heart area below the thymus gland, the pineal gland, and the amygdala gland in the brain, and the medulla oblongata at the base of the skull. All of the music in the Ascension Kit places focus on the complete activation of spinning the breaths of angelic consciousness through every seed atom in the body, with specific activation in these key areas through the use of crystal light area. The Transformation Kit works specifically on the brain area and the heart area, and connecting the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th chakras out into the 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th chakras, out in the cosmic consciousness. The way that our human race line was disconnected from our original higher selves, was by disconnecting the 7th chakra from the 12th chakra. And so then the 12th chakra was separated from the 15th chakra. Now we are learning through how to reconnect our 7th chakra to our 12th chakra and our 15th chakra, meaning 12th through 15th dimensional bands, spheres of light and sound consciousness, connecting our neuronet system out beyond our body, out into the light and sound that holds our entire structure of our body together. So when the tailbone is connected into oneness with the pineal gland, we may begin to manifest. When the amygdala gland is connected to the co-creative consciousness and at one with a higher self, we may begin to communicate, create, and manifest. When the crystallite energy activates the medulla oblongata, we will be reconnected to our original immortal self and our divine connection to source consciousness. When the point above the stomach area, the solar plexus, connects with the 5th chakra in the throat, we shift into 5th dimensional line of consciousness. This throat area I'm talking about is actually the connection deep within the heart chakra area into the thymus, and within the most etheric part of the thymus is the seed atom. The seed atom is directly connected to the mind of God. This is where our original point of creation was put into our body. This consciousness, this perfect template that was originally put in our body, had a veil put over it. And now we are taking the veil off of our seed atom and unlocking the flow into the neuronets, and unlocking the flow and activating our soul, and speaking to our soul and telling our soul that we are ready for new experiences. We are ready to be reborn again. We are ready to put away our old playgrounds and start playing in the universe. So now imagine the responsibility of becoming a co-creator of our next universe. This is not a responsibility that will be given to anyone who does not have their consciousness completely aligned into source consciousness. Manifestation is co-creation. When we begin creating our heart's desires, they must be in alignment with the entire divine plan. We must remember that our purpose of creating must not invade the freedom of another. This is why the template of co-creativity must be completely realigned into all of the streams of the light energy of angelic consciousness, out into the entire template of the music of the spheres within spheres within spheres, clear out into the outer band of the cosmic sphere. And so this is what I do in these albums, in the Transformation Kit, in the Ascension Kit, in the Ultimate DNA Healing Activation and Training Kit. All of these kits and all of these CDs or MP3s, mostly I create MP3s because this information is coming to me so quickly that it's much easier to activate it through the MP3 recordings. All of these recordings of consciousness onto these MP3 albums contain this consciousness that is flowing to earth from through all 12 of the star systems, reigniting the 12 DNA. Everything I do evolves from these music of the spheres, spinning this consciousness, spinning the consciousness through the sun, bringing this new alignment into these new 12 star systems. And so that is how the music is made. I breathe from the Elohim of hearing, and the Elohim of hearing connects through all of these light bands out into the mind of God, and I exhale these breaths onto these recordings. And when I create the Eternal Life recording, I create this specifically for the individual to clear specifically their seals that are disconnected, maybe their fifth seals and disconnected from the seventh seal, or third seal disconnected from the seventh seal, and I always reconnect the seventh seal through the 12th dimensional reconnection. So none of these seals are blocking the connection into the 12th dimension and the 15th dimension. All of the chakras and DNA get plugged back in to this 12 coded consciousness, which was the original human angelic race line that was placed on planet Earth.